First and foremost, paint the picture of what the mission is at Notion, what it is that you're managing to accomplish this sort of size of clients.
Thank you, Caroline. Delighted to be here. Notion is an all-in-one workspace that really brings together essential workflows like taking notes or sharing a doc or managing your projects or even creating your own knowledge base. And we bring it together into a single tool. What's really unique about Notion is just how much you can customize and modify the tool to the way you work. And when we launched a few years ago, we started to see a lot of individuals and startups really feeling empowered with how much Notion helped them work. And what we're seeing now is that we're increasingly getting pulled into the enterprise, where these large companies are really wanting the same empowerment in today's world.
Olivia, you're the revenue eyes here, so you are the money that raised 275 million, and I'm interested as to how you put that to work, how do you ensure that that continues to grow the company and grow the bottom line too?
Absolutely. Again, thanks for having us, Caroline. It's wonderful to be here. So there's 3 areas that we know we want to invest in and continue to push forward on. The first is in platform and making sure we have that extensible platform so that people really can use us as a place to get entire flows of work done. The second is, as Akshay mentioned, in enterprise. So really, as our customers pull us up into enterprise and deploy us in thousands and thousands of seats, we want to make sure that we're there to make them successful and that we're putting the resources in to do that. And then third is international. 80% of our users are coming from countries outside of the United States, which is just wonderful to see. And we want to continue to lean into that and make sure that we're there for our customers.
Okay, interesting that, of course, you were just discussing there the sort of being there for your clients, ensuring that you got their back throughout. Akshay, what was interesting is you became almost too popular for your own good. In particular, you harnessed the strength of TikTok, which everyone sat at home, wanting to know hacks and ways in which to improve their productivity. It's amazing that TikTok became the way of doing that. Are you at a space where you feel you can just take on that sort of demand now that you've got that base load improved?
Yes, earlier this year, we invested a lot in our infrastructure to really accommodate the incredibly fast growth we've seen. We've grown about 5x just in the last year.
What sort of numbers? Where are you at, therefore, if you're 5x?
We're over 20 million users now.
Wow.
And what's really interesting here, Caroline, is that it's a product that consumers use, which is why it grows viral in TikTok. But it's also a tool that large enterprises like Adobe are using us inside their company to really make them more productive.
I'm interested also, Olivia, about, well, as you grow a business, you've got to make sure that there's the right culture in place, that you've got the right mission and also sort of morals. I know that you're part of Base 10's advancement initiative, looking at scholarships for HBCU students. How are you both set an example of a diverse team. How are you ensuring that continues to be diverse?
Absolutely. As you know, talent is what matters the most in any company and how you think about building a team. And I joined Notion just 4 months ago, and I could not be more impressed by the diversity of thought, but also the different places that folks come from and the innovation that springs up from having an international composition of the team and then just a different set of ideas. I would say also that we embrace that also in the community. So we engage with a number of entities that are out there aligned with our mission, also on the nonprofit side. And then from a customer perspective, we're incredibly diverse. As I mentioned, we're heavily international and really everything from startups all the way up into enterprise. So it keeps us on our toes.
Actually, of course, you're building a product for those that are working remotely in many ways, but then also coming back into the office. How are you dealing with that at Notion itself? Are you generally sort of outside of the office first and foremost? Do you have headquarters? I know you've been expanding offices internationally.
Great question. We were only 40 people in the San Francisco office before the pandemic happened. Today, we're at over 200 people across San Francisco and New York, but also Dublin, Tokyo, and our newest office in Hyderabad. And so very much we're using our own tools to stay connected, to stay informed, and to be able to really sort of push for innovation and really evolve our product into really being this platform across these different offices. And it's been really wonderful to watch how much the world has changed in the last 18 months. Today, like some companies want to be in office, some companies want to be completely remote, and there's a lot of companies who are in between those two. And so I think for us, we're just very grateful to be working on a product that is helping companies across these dimensions and helping them be productive wherever people are.
And from a revenue perspective, Olivia, where do you find the most opportunity lies? How do you think you'll evolve the business to be able to, is it from subscriptions? Is it from, what sort of ends up driving your bottom line, your profitability here?
Sure, absolutely. As you can imagine, we have had this hyper scale of growth, so we're getting actually pulled in a very expansive motion. So we see a lot of revenue coming from expansion, from customers who love us, who want to stay with us and grow with us, and that's wonderful to see. It's great to see the retention rates that we have, pretty unique, I would say,
What are they
and
at?
just great intrinsics. Healthy, very healthy. And then we, of course, are driving net new as well. So constantly, because people talk about it with their other colleagues, talk about it with their friends, we see more and more companies coming onto the Notion platform. And so there's a really good, healthy chunk of net new revenue as well. So I'm excited to lean into both of those. For me, it's just a very healthy business profile, and frankly, one of the reasons why I joined Notion.
And Akshay, I mean, lastly, what's competition like? Who do you see as your competition? Where are you competing against?
Long-term ambition, Caroline, is to be as ubiquitous as Microsoft Office and Google Suite have been. If you think about these two incredible businesses that have been built over the last few decades, we really think Notion is this third generation of productivity software that can really get to truly being ubiquitous. It will take us many years, and today is a day of sort of celebrating how far we've come. But come tomorrow, we're going to be back investing into the product, investing in our customers, and really making sure we can really make ubiquity a reality for us.